Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It was West Ham 1, it was Liverpool 3. Welcome aboard a Mohamed Salah Masterclass in front of goal. And yeah, Liverpool game where they struggled a little bit in the first half to break down, to create clear-cut opportunities, but one where the Reds kept going, stayed true to their way of playing, continued to create, and eventually broke West Ham United down time and time again. And the only slight disappointment is that ultimately they did concede a goal, but yeah, gave us all a much-needed lift when it felt very much at half-time like we could be seeing another one of those games again where Liverpool kind of huff and puff but were unable to get over the line. But no sense of that at all in the end. And yeah, Mohamed Salah, particularly the second goal. His first goal was great, but the second goal, just in the swiftness of movement in the counter-attack from Trent Alexander-Arnold, Shaqiri with the first-time cross, and Salah with the right-footed control, left-footed finish. Absolutely out of this world. And yeah, Gini Wijnaldum even getting in on the goals to wrap things up for the Reds as well. Wow. So yeah, listen, you can react. This is your show. Get your reactions in. If you are a member on YouTube at any tier, you can get involved in the live chat alongside. If you want to tweet us at the Redmen TV, you can. There's a reaction tweet out there. Just reply underneath that. But if you want to have your comment read here on YouTube, just write Mate first, so I know you're talking to me. We've had tons of really good comments in first and foremost. And the first one, really, for anyone who watched the watch along before this, there's a big question. I think it's really kind of it's aimed at me, but it's really aimed at Chris Pajak when MJC LFC says, "Mate, would it be an idea to remove pens and remotes from the table before kick-off?" No reaction. Chris nearly put our telly through when we scored the goal. But the pen reaction, threw it like a dart, arrowed towards the screen. Yeah, we'll see. I can't control a telly with remotes without turning it off, and Chris cannot be trusted to hold a pen whether Liverpool score or concede. Right. Simon Iliev says, "Mate, so happy with the win. Great performance by the lads. Also, Liverpool to sign centre-back from Preston North End, Ben Davies, as per The Athletic." Yes, I'll try my best to do a little video on this before we wrap up tonight. Because it does look like Liverpool are going to get a centre-half over the line sooner rather than later. Simon also follows up and says, Van Phillips with an awesome performance. Absolutely. Nathaniel Phillips. I've been... I say critical. I just think, I've tried my best to assess where he is as a footballer. I don't think anyone's got any notion that he's going to be a long-term first choice option for Liverpool. But he hasn't let Liverpool down in any way, shape or form. He keeps coming in, keeps putting in big performances. And I thought today was his best performance by a mile. Everyone was saying, well, he handled West Ham at Anfield because it was a lot of long balls, had to do a lot of aerial work, and Antonio was going to give him a different type of game. Didn't see that. I saw Phillips actually improve. I thought he was much more composed on the ball. A couple of times strode out of defence, passed the ball really well, played some really interesting balls, not your average stuff, obvious straight lines of playing what's in front of you. I thought he was outstanding. So yeah, very good indeed. Kieran Orse has made an excellent performance again. Virgil van Natip was great. Feel more comfortable with trusting him going forward. Positive signs up front. Let's hope we get more players back ASAP up the Reds. Yeah, completely agree with that. Hitchin Baz saying better than last week, showing the type of play we're used to in the second half. What's your goal of the game? Second or third? Got to be second for me. Quality passing and control by Mo. No, that for me is like Mo. I mean, to be fair, Mo Salah's first goal dances through the defence, bends one in. That's a great goal in the catalogue of Mo Salah goals. That's right up there. But the second one, it's just the speed of movement. It breaks down. I think is it Robbo or Hendo gets the little headed away. Trent gets on it, doesn't mess about, moves the ball, and we've been a little laboured at times in our counter-attacking, and that for me is the best Liverpool, the best version of Liverpool, where we dominate possession, we break a team down, and then you cause that team to have to go a little bit more, come out the shells a bit more, and then bang, you hit them on the counter. Because we talk about low block sides and talk about Liverpool struggling against counter-attacking sides. Liverpool are the best counter-attacking side in this country when we're on our day, when we're on, playing to the best of our ability, and we showed that with that goal. The ball from Shaq, it's first time, it's outrageous, and then Salah to bring it down, but to bring it down in that tighter space in such a way that he can then dink it over the goalkeeper's left foot. That goal was chef's kiss, piece of footballing perfection as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, brilliant. UK lad saying Hendo at centre half is like hold my medals. He's great. Jordan Henderson has been outstanding. Maybe I don't know. I'm not even going to venture into it, to be perfectly honest. I just thought he was brilliant. You would never know if you came to this game, you knew football, but you'd never watched Liverpool. You would be like, someone said, the narrative here, let me just get you in previously on Liverpool Football Club. We've got a centre-back crisis, loads of players out injured, and we're playing, a lad who's never really had a go at the top level, and we're playing a centre-mid completely out of position, box-to-box midfielder at centre-half. You'd be like, where? Who's who? And what are they meant? No, they were both outstanding, particularly, again. Nat Phillips is going to draw the praise because we all... I think everyone is understanding of Nat Phillips and what he's doing. He's coming in and doing a job. But Jordan Henderson, like, he should be getting all kinds of plaudits for his centre-back performance. We've been going mad about Fabinho doing it, how great he's been. Hendo's been almost flawless in the games he's had to do that, apart with the exception of the Southampton game. MJC saying, mate, I think it was a rope-a-dope strategy of wearing them out and picking them apart. I completely agree. I think if you can get the early goal, you get the early goal. But West Ham are very resolute. You know, they very little space to play through. We had to play lots of quick give and goes, and that's tough. You've got to figure that out, and you've got to understand where your players are going to be. And we tried loads of different avenues, and we just tested them here, test them there. But I felt there was always a gear to go up, and if we continue to bang away at that, we continue to test them in a variety of ways, eventually we'd unpick it. We weren't just doing the same old stuff, work it wide, cross it in, the defender heads it away, we walk it wide, we bring blah, blah, blah. We tried all kinds of things, and eventually it came off for us. It was just absolutely brilliant, and it looks like a tactical masterclass from the manager when we score the goals. Craig Tebbs with the $4.99 super chat. The Virgil van Phillips does it again. Oh, yes. Anyone else worried about Mo and his lack of celebrating? Big result in team performance considering other results. No, I'm not. He does that sometimes, doesn't he? He was smiling away, when he has the shot for the third one. He was laughing his head off half through the game. Sometimes he scores a goal, it's that good. He's just a bit like that. He's just a bit like, I don't know, you see this, like Cantona had a little bit of that, like it was a bit of arrogance or whatever. He has that cold as ice celebration sometimes when he scores boss goals. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about the celebrating thing. I'd be made up with it, to be honest. KYNWA W2000 with $4.99. Thank you, mate. Too many fans throw Salah under the bus after a few bad games, but forget he's the top scorer and wins his crucial games on his own. Yeah, I don't think there's too many people who have a problem with Mo Salah. I just think that he's an easy target when Liverpool aren't scoring because he's not. It's mad. We had this conversation about him. When Fernando Torres would have a dry spell, we never worried about it because it's just Torres. It's just Torres. Whereas Salah is a bit, plays a bit weirdly sometimes, but he's world class. He's one of the best players on the planet, and he plays for us, and he scores so many goals. And I said this in commentary. If you go back and watch his performances, aside from that little dip that the whole side have had this since we beat Crystal Palace. He's been outstanding. He's been as close, I think, to his first season in terms of his all-round game. Just brilliant. Just absolutely brilliant. He's amazing. So yeah, it happens, but look, I wouldn't worry too much about it. The Grizzy Poo says, "Get in, lads. The boys are back in town, baby." They are indeed. Right, I'm going to come back to the members' comments in a moment. So if you want to join up as a YouTube member at any tier, you can get access to that. And if you are a club captain or club legend on YouTube memberships, you get tomorrow's show, which is the final word, 60 minutes talking about that game. Yeah, one bonus show for each and every week on YouTube memberships. If you are a subscriber on the redmentv.com, you get that show and all of the extra content, but so I know some people just dig YouTube a bit more, and that's absolutely fine. Right, Twitter then. Let's see. Kieran here, who is the Cinesinge 35, says, brilliant second half from the Reds, stepped it up big time after a quiet first. Salah, Thiago, Phillips, all man of the match contenders. Shaq is a god. Great performances all over the pitch, up the Reds. Yeah, even Shaq, you get to see what Xherdan Shaqiri is, and I've said this for time. He is the perfect example of how good Liverpool's squad is because he's such a talented footballer. I don't think he really suits our team particularly in any position, but he's a bit like, again, like the Divock Origi thing in for the 2 seasons where he really, particularly the Champions League winning season. He's just a guy who's good at footy, and he brings a skill set that is completely different from whatever else we normally play, and you can put him in, and again, you don't really want 10 games back to back with him in the side because it means other players who better fit us and who are better quality than him aren't playing. But if you can drop him in periodically, a bit like Lallana was a bit like that as well, where he's an X factor, and that pass for the second goal is the example of what I'm talking about there. I think back to the cross for Gini Wijnaldum, Gini Wijnaldum's header against Barcelona. He's just brilliant. He's just brilliant at footy. So yeah, I'm happy for him to be back in that kind of aim for us, to be honest. Augustus Waiters, gorgeous goals, but too long to get started. We will be punished by better sides. Still need a Merchant centre back for at least 3 months. Yeah. No, I disagree on the too long to get started. It happens. There's two teams playing football there. You don't just go, well, we should score early, so if we're not scoring early, it's because it's our fault. The other team can play well, and West Ham defended really well. Dawson was outstanding. The amount of blocks and stuff that he put in really important situations. They defended as well, and we tested, we probed, and we found ways to make it work. That happens sometimes. These are games where you need the full 90 minutes sometimes, and this time Liverpool was so good, they didn't need the 90 minutes. The game was done and dusted well before then. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it, to be perfectly honest. But you're right in so much as the goals were absolutely gorgeous, and hopefully the centre half thing will be getting sorted shortly. Ahmed _ Mansour 01. Nat is class. Salah went 6 goals without a game, realised Son and Kane are 1 goal behind him and decided to fix that. He's miles ahead of everyone else. He is in all kinds of things in terms of goal scoring and just in terms of his all-round play. He's outrageous. He's an outrageously good footballer. Jessica Lee's finally got our confidence back. Mo's outstanding. Gini amazing. What an amazing week to take to take to the City game next week up the mighty Reds. Yeah, Brighton obviously to come in the midweek, which will be very important for us, of course. And yeah, if we can get 3 points under our belt, we'll be as well armed as we possibly can going into Manchester City. United States of Scouse at State Reds. This is Liverpool without 4 centre-backs, Mane, and a majority of the game with no Firmino. Imagine when Jota, VVD, Naby Lad, and Fab are back, let alone, and Joe Gomez as well. Don't forget to add into all that. Yeah. Brilliant. I know West Ham are a good team this season. Again, Moyes got them really well drilled. They've got a really good way of work, and they've got ways that they can hurt you. And maybe one opportunity, a couple of half opportunities they had. We didn't really give them a sniff all game long, and we created our own opportunities, and we took them. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Right, back over to the YouTube members. Thank you so much, James Lim, with £5. He says, Robertson injured, he looks like it, and also Origi is poor. Look, thanks for the super chat, James. Robertson injured, maybe, we'll see, won't we? I mean, we didn't think Mane was injured, but apparently he picked up an injury against Spurs, and that's why he's out of this game. Origi, we say Origi is poor. His last 2 performances for Liverpool have been really good. I know he misses the big chance against Burnley, and I was heavily critical of that at the time. But his all-round play was fine. I thought his all-round play was pretty good today. Fine. I had no problem with Divock Origi's performance. It is, at worst, I think, a 7 out of 10. And he's come in, performed a shift for the club, made a nuisance of himself, made one great opportunity when he gets to the byline and cuts it back for Salah, which is one of the great blocks I mentioned. I think one of the ones from Dawson. Yeah, look, it is what it is. The fact that Divock Origi, for me, walks into probably about 14 of the other teams in the Premier League at this point, whether it walks in or is a contender for the first 11s in a lot of the teams in this league and most leagues around Europe as well, to be honest. And yet we think he's just a bit meh and a bit surplus to requirements. Again, is another example of how good Liverpool are, to be perfectly honest. Right, okay, let's see, we've got some more comments. Again, just put Mage first and then I'll read them through here. Edward Andre Red Wolf saying Hendo's growing as a centre-back but needed more in midfield more. Yeah, he is, and again, I think this is one of the reasons why Liverpool haven't been great, is that we've been trying to get a new midfield up to speed, and whether we hit upon the Wijnaldum back at 6, Thiago in the 8 by accident or by design, doesn't matter. We finally found a really good midfield balance. Milner had a really good game again tonight, I think. And then, you see the little touchline set 2 with himself and Klopp. We brought Curtis Jones on, and Curtis Jones is absolutely instrumental in crafting the goal for us. Just brilliant. Just, and that's without Jordan Henderson and Fabinho, who for me, I think our best midfield 3 is Fabinho, Henderson, Thiago. I think that's our best midfield 3. Well, Gini Wijnaldum's been in our best midfield now for 3 or 4 years. He's been integral to us winning the European Cup, getting to another final, winning the league, 97 points, finishing second in the season we didn't. And he's not in there. Kurt Jones comes in and continues to impress. Naby Keita has been great when he's been fit for us. Oxlade-Chamberlain, but yeah, just great. All of it's great. So, I think it should be taken as a massive positive that we're being this good without Henderson in midfield, because this team is built around Jordan Henderson in midfield. So, yeah, very, very encouraging indeed. Welcome, James Lim, joins us as club captain. Yeah, you get the final word show tomorrow. Bonus 60-minute show talking about this game. Hope you enjoy that. I can't wait for that. Genuinely can't wait for that. Right, let's see. Luke Burns says, Mate, how do you feel? Virgil van Phillips today, as I thought he'd done well. Yeah, I've said it a couple of times already. I thought he was outstanding. Genuinely, an almost flawless performance, with the slight exception of he should get his head on their goal. The ball comes across, and I don't know what he's trying to do. I'm trying to do it. He sort of ducks under the ball. I'm not sure what the thinking is there, but I'm being hypercritical, and there's no need, because Liverpool Nat Phillips is, by the pecking order we've seen this season, 5th, 6th, maybe 7th choice centre half. And he put a performance in like that, and I thought he was outstanding. So yeah, absolutely brilliant for him. JM with the £5 super chat says, Salah only needs 40 more goals to be our all-time Premier League scorer. Will he get that? Will he be at Liverpool long enough to get that? If he does another season, and even that might be a little bit of a struggle from here, but it's possible. It's very possible, isn't it? He's certainly going to go, and I think with the fullness of time, Salah will be remembered as one of the all-time greats of Liverpool Football Club, without a shadow of a doubt. Because we still remember Suarez and Torres and a bunch of other lads who did this without the silverware. So yeah, absolutely unreal, Mo Salah. Yeah. Oh, actually, Luke Burns makes a point. Robbo has a touch, which may or may take it away, may or may not take it away from it. I didn't see that, so you might be dead right on that. But regardless, again, it would be nitpicking on what I think was an absolutely outstanding performance from Nat Phillips. Right, guys, thank you. Thank you so much. This has been an absolute pleasure. Chris is back with the player ratings. You just need to stay tuned on the channel right here. It should roll over into the next video, so you don't need to go anywhere. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's super chatted. Thank you to everyone who's joined as a member as well. You guys are absolutely amazing. If you want, I say you've got the 2 tiers that get you the final word show. But if you want even more than that, the proper full fat club legend tier, it's confusing, I know. Over on the redmentv.com is our Liverpool streaming service. You get access to interviews and documentaries and mini-series and maxi-series and loads of other content that covers not just Liverpool, but footy in general. Stats and tactics from Ben is coming tomorrow as well on this game, so that's very much something to look forward to. We've got you covered to keep you entertained during the COVID period and beyond as well. So go and subscribe to that, or a whole host of things. So listen, just drop a like on the video if you want. Any little thing helps in this kind of situations. You guys are boss. What a boss afternoon of football it's been, and plenty more to come from us as well. Yeah, player ratings is following. Instant match reaction with me and Ben a little bit later on, and if I've got time, I'll try and do something on the centre back that we're meant to be signing as well. So yeah, stay tuned for all that stuff. You guys are boss. See you in a bit. Ta-ra. Thank you so much for watching the Redmen TV YouTube channel. Everything we do here is funded by our wonderful subscribers to the redmentv.com. Get over there, sign up and get amazing additional content, interviews, documentaries, mini-series, and of course additional pre and post match day content.